It is a new rivalry in town. In town, it's brilliance at its best. The best two Ugandan players in the country. This year, it is a repeat of the cream de la cream final that happened at Dice Lounge about a month ago. But most importantly, a repeat of the National Open final of Uganda. It is a repeat of too many matches that have happened between the two players earlier this year. It is a repeat of a showdown that promises nothing short of brilliance. Cesar Chandiga and Hazard Lokoma once again meet in a final of a weekly tournament here at HashTag Bar and the Sports Arena here in Nansana, in Wakiso district in the East African country of Uganda. To present you this video and the audio, my name is Simon Peter Chove. Two frames have been played and both of these brilliant shooters have perfectly shared them, with Hazard winning the first and Cesar winning the second. Hazard won, Cesar won. It is a final. They are racing to 8 for the victory, for the win, for another tournament one, for the money, for the big prize, for pride. Live commentary proceeding shortly. You are going to see many of these. Do not sleep off. I know it is 11:30 in East Africa. I know it is 10:30 in Southern Africa, in Zambia, in Zimbabwe, in South Africa. I know it is 8:30 in Nigeria and Ghana. I know it is 9:30 in Ethiopia and Somalia. Please do not sleep off. Make sure you watch this final up to the end. You will not need to watch it in replay. You will need it to watch it live. There is nothing that beats in sports the feeling of watching live action, and it doesn't get any better than Hazard against Cesar. 3 frames played. 2 won by Hazard, 1 won by Cesar. The guy nicknamed by his fans as the Scorpion, because they say he stings his opponents like the Scorpion. The guy nicknamed by himself as the people's player, because he says everywhere he goes he finds people loving him. It's something that he loves. The guy nicknamed by yet again another group of fans as the ambassador, and then he got to himself a few months ago after his advent in China, where he got a deal by Joy Chinese Heibo tables as a superstar and brand ambassador of Heibo on the African continent. The Scorpion easily is down 2-1 against the Truth, Hazard's new nickname nowadays. He says that all his opponents, all these other players are false, and he's the one and only Truth. At first he was nicknamed Drinkwater, after the Leicester City footballer Danny Drinkwater, because every time he played he took too much water in between shots and in between matches. He is one guy who is so confident in his own abilities. He is one guy who has very good head-to-head statistics against Cesar. He has beaten Cesar 3 times this year as compared to Cesar's once. Once again, Hazard has beaten Cesar 3 times this year. One of them was the last final they played a 16-man comp dubbed the Cream de la Cream comp that was organized at Dice Lounge in Kampala, Hazard's venue. Hazard won it quite convincingly in a race to 16, if I'm not mistaken. It was about 16-13. Before then, there was a money match organized at the same venue with $1,200 at stake. Hazard was head started with +6 by Cesar, and Hazard won 21-14. And by that score, actual score would reflect that he didn't even need the +6 head start to take the win. Cesar's management immediately asked for a rematch, which was organized at Climax Bar in Kampala, and Hazard again won the match, again without even needing the head start to win. He's a guy that has created a good rivalry with Cesar. The return of Hazard to full form is a breath of fresh air in Ugandan pool. Yes, we know the rivalry between Cesar and Ibra. Yes, we know it's between Mansour, but over Ibra and Mansour, Hazard, at least this year, has by far been playing the better pool. He has won 4 money matches, 2 against Cesar, the other 2 against Kasozi and Dog City respectively. Here he is against Cesar, the guy he mostly likes to beat, the guy of all Ugandans whom he knows he is not better than, but also whom he knows that he can beat, because Hazard himself is confident in his own abilities. Ever since he came to the scene as an established player in 2015, when out of the blue, as a young player of Takers Pool Club, one of the teams that represented in the Ugandan Pool League based in Kampala, the village of Katwe, Hazard had the money matches with the majority of Uganda's top players. Name it: against Black Sheep, against Sulamatov of the day, against Turije Jonah, against Fahad Sewankambo, against Bukenya Uthman, against Ivan Kanyesje, against Amos Ndiagumanawe, against Ibrahim Sejemba. Believe you me, he won most of them all. Of the guys I've mentioned, it is only Jonah Turije the Joker and Amos Ndiagumanawe who beat him, and Hazard beat the rest of them all, including 4 times against then national champion Fahad Sewankambo. He also beat Alfred Gumekiza, then one of the top players of the day, and that is a performance that preempted the Uganda national technical team to invite him to selection trials of the Uganda national team when the national team was up to have All Africa Pool Championships that were organized in home soil at the Logogo Indoor Stadium. And Hazard passed the selection trials with flying colors, something that made him a Ugandan international, which he is up to present day. He's one of the players in 2016 that won the All Africa Pool Championships for Uganda on home soil for the first time. By then, Cesar wasn't even known at all. He was still living in Lira as a kid growing up by his mom. It was not until 2017 that he was made to play National Open qualifiers, Uganda's Open Pool Championship, the biggest tournament in the country. And yes, he came and qualified, and at least for once, he reached the round of last 64 and lost out to who? One of his biggest fans nowadays, the one and only Sero. He returned to Kampala in 2018 and started participating in big tournaments organized by the Pool Association of Uganda as a very young boy. Barely even a boy, too small and too young. In 2018, he reached the semi-finals of that Easter Cup Championship that was organized in Kasubi. By the way, near where we are, it was the first tournament out of the National Open in which he participated in Kampala. Reached up to the semi-finals and started making all tournaments of the Pool Association of Uganda. And later in there, he was signed up by CKI Pool Club and moved out of his hometown of Gulu then to now Kampala. For CKI, he only featured for 1 season, and by 2019, he was signed up by a club in Eastern Uganda called Ron's Pool Club, whom he helped to win the club's knockout title for the first time under the guidance of his then manager, Hans Rugari. Of course, the following year was the start of COVID, but before then, a tournament was organized of the top 20 best players in the country, a league which he won, and yet he was only invited as a wild card. He then was not among the top 20 players in the country. and yet he beat them all quite convincingly. And by COVID, he was already an established name. And his then manager, Hans Rugari, who was working in Zambia and Uganda and at times staying in Zambia, went with him to Zambia to participate in a tournament that was organized, a double elimination tournament in 2020. He played up to the quarterfinals in one of his lives. He impressed everybody, including the owners of Sharks Pool Club, by taking down two of Zambia's best players at the time. That is Moses Mofia and Edward Kateta the Soldier. And he was signed up later in the year by Sharks Pool Club as the first Ugandan ever to play semi-professional pool. Stayed in Zambia for the better part of 2 years and more than impressed during his stay. While his club did not win the Zambia Union Pool League, he was able to win more than 20 weekly comps in Lusaka like this one, and events organized by the Zambia Pool Union, until he returned to the country in December 2022 and started off in Kampala, where he had left off in Lusaka. He has won over 30 tournaments ever since. But Hazard is taking down none of that, as he now leads 3-2 in this match. They drink water. The Truth, born in the central district of Masaka, who came to Kampala in around 2014, played with Takers Pool Club and now Mbali Pool Club. Among the first Ugandans ever to play Chinese Heibo, to play an international tournament of that sort. By 2019, he participated in the World Heibo Championships in Shanghai, in China. Returned to the country, participated in another tournament in South Africa, the World Black Ball Championships. I think it was in Johannesburg. Stayed in the country after the tournament and played semi-professional pool almost for a full year. After South Africa, he proceeded to Zambia via Zimbabwe and joined Cesar in the Zambian Pool League, played for a while, returned with Cesar to the country in December 2022. And after that, they have set up a very good rivalry. These two, and Ibra, and Mansour, and other very brilliant players, that every time they touch a pool, stick playing against each other. The country of Uganda, and indeed hundreds who are watching online from different other locations in the world, everything goes astray. Everything goes to a standstill. Everything else doesn't matter. All that matters is to watch this match, and all that matters is to see who of these guys will win. And it is 5 frames played, and the slight underdog in Hazard is in the lead. If there is one guy who doesn't fear Cesar at all, and I mean at all, it is Hazard. But if there is one guy who has the potential of beating even a player as good as Hazard and convincingly, it is Cesar. Hazard normally calls majority of Ugandan players, by the way, average players besides Cesar. And Cesar is one guy he always wants to take on. We have not gotten a chance of seeing them in a long race without a head start. But if there is one guy today in terms of current form who I know can try to take on Cesar even in a long race and can really beat Cesar, it is this guy. Too skillful, an attacking player who rarely hits the white ball in the middle. Many a times he plays the white ball either in the sides on the left or on the right, or top or bottom. He plays the white ball with too much spin. And he has played to perfection. Another clearance loading. Out of 6 games played so far, Hazard is winning the 4th and leads 4 as compared to Cesar's 2. There is a 3rd place match going on also at the venue between Bob Katerega and Abubakar Nakabali Pacquiao. We shall be getting updates on that one. In the meantime, live comment will proceed shortly. And I believe that some of you could agree with me that at the moment, according to current form, this is now the biggest game in the country. I know that fans of Mansour will want to think otherwise. I know that fans of Ibra will want to think otherwise. But in terms of form, at least for this year, these guys are the two most consistent players, at least for this year. For Cesar, it is a 6th consecutive final. I mean 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tournaments in a row in which he has at least reached the final. Remember that tournament at Laban's Arena where he defeated Bwanika Mansour in the final. Remember the Upper Volta double elimination tournament which he won. Remember the Dice Lounge 16-man Cream de la Cream Cup where he lost to Hazard in the final. Also remember that tournament he played 4 days ago in Kamocha where he reached the final and indeed won it. Also remember that tournament at Addis Sport in Chilka where he reached the final and lost to Mansour. 6 in a row. But also remember this one where he is in the final, where he is trailing 4-2 against Hazard and where Hazard is up against the black. He will need a very sharp cut of the black ball, but he is more than able. There is very little space for him to put the black ball to the pocket where he is standing, the top left corner pocket. But no doubt about whether he is able or not, he can do it. Even against Cesar. It wouldn't be the first or the second time or the third time if he beats Cesar. Even this year, it won't. He's trying to do what he has already done. And look at that. The white ball is freezing as if he is pumping the air out of it. Hazard 5, Cesar 2, rest to 8. Thank you for watching Levison Chikundu. Spain, Kenny, you think the ambassador is winning? Rashad, Alvin. Shims Kapiola Chunga. Patrick Luchembe. Rachel Mbewe, you say Cesar is breaking your heart so far. Sorry, Rachel. Esther Motesi. Twaha Mugabe. Mlungisi Mkhalipi. Biski M. Musonda. Godfrey Kasaga. Simon Tumwebaze, you are asking where Dog City disappeared from. He participated today and lost out in the round of last 16. JB Katz. David Sentamo. Abbas Sendi. Kaonao Gustavus. Lawrence Bwenje. Wesley Palata. Zothani Gwambe. Mazembe Tubego. Lish Shambare. Elton. This stream is a total representation of the African pool-loving fraternity. And it is about Cesar and Hazard, especially in the final. The only problem that it is played in the wee hours of the night. It is just a few hours. Actually not hours, it is 6 minutes to Sunday morning. And it close to 1,000 of you are watching live. Thank you very much for making the talents of these boys feel special. Thank you so much for making me feel relevant. Thank you for loving pool. Very lovable sport this one. Cesar is trying in attacking mode to pull one back. No doubt about the fact that he can pull one back. But also no doubt about the fact that Hazard can win 3 more before Cesar wins 6. And talking of 6, this should be the first of 6. Should Cesar even think of making a comeback against Hazard? Cesar 3, Hazard 5, rest to 8. Thank you, Arnold Ndumbai. You are supporting Cesar. You are watching from Zambia. Selom 4. You say Hazard will do the same. Let's wait and see. Like I told you in the introduction to this match, expect lots of one visit clearances, expect lots of brilliances. That is what defines these guys. The venue where we are, I don't think any of them has ever played a game at this venue. This tournament shall be coming once every month. It's normally the last Saturday of every month that we shall have a comp at HashTag Bar and Pool Arena. We also have a third place match going on. It is going on at a lot slower pace between Bob Katerega and Pacquiao. If I'm not mistaken, they have played not more than 3 frames. Yet the game started at the same time with the final, in which 8 have been played. Hazard misses support on the break. I normally say it is almost a foul against Cesar. When it is your turn to break, you have to pot a ball. When it's your turn, you have to behave like Hazard has been doing at least so far. But one guy who can match and maybe surpass what Hazard has already done is Cesar. Being supported fondly, I know, in Chireka, in Wankulukuku, also in Kampala, in Lida in northern Uganda, where he was raised, in Gulu, where he's managed, in Moyo, where he was born, in Lusaka, where he first came a semi-professional, in Dar es Salaam, where he has played many matches, yes, in Nairobi, where he has parts of his management team, in Shanghai and Kwangidao, where he has played in Heibo. Very popular player, famous and popular for his brilliance as a player and as a person. Hazard is nowadays becoming equally famous, maybe not equally, most especially for the competition, the rivalry he has been able to give to Cesar. The many times, at least 3 this year, that he has defeated Cesar. And it's not just the 3, even last year I remember a tournament at Amigos where Hazard won after taking down Cesar. But the biggest of them all times that these 2 guys have faced off is the one that Cesar has won, the National Open Final. The car Cesar is driving could easily have been Hazard's. The car that is parked outside the venue waiting to drive Cesar back home. It is the only time, after seeing Hazard for so many years, that I have ever seen him cry, that I have ever seen him shed a tear after losing that National Open Final to Chandigarh Cesar. A move that preempted his manager, that is Chairman Mark Mozong, the director of Dice Lounge, to console him by buying him a car. He is also driving from playing pool. He has these 3 reds to negotiate past. Especially the one that is near the center pocket to the right, closest to your screen. Can't even think of where he can put it. Even a bank seems close to impossible. And yet he has to go for this game. If he doesn't, Cesar will. Look at Cesar's yellow game. It is all there for his taking. And Hazard knows that if he doesn't finish off, Cesar will. Dennis Owanup, you think Hazard is going to make a mistake? Let's wait and see. Biski M. Mosonda. Hazard plays safety. Maybe not safe enough as long as Cesar can pot a ball. Maybe Hazard should have ensured that the white ball is left frozen against the cushion. That one will be a gift from Hazard to Cesar. From 5-3, Hazard knows that 5-4 will be the score in the next maybe 40-50 seconds or so. Cesar is at a test. It's not one of those games where he will just come and pot balls very easily and then take the win effortlessly. If he is to take down Hazard, he must be at his best. Even though he is as good as Cesar, he must be at his best to take down Hazard. He will play a little backspin of the cue ball, drawing it backwards. That will do. This black, he will surely pot it. Surely he will. Surely. Yes, he does. Cesar 4, Hazard 5. Tatenda Mopaso, thank you for watching. Biski Musonda Wilson Biarohanga supporting Cesar. Patisani Dube. He says Cesar needs a handbrake. Well, Mogabi Twaha. John Bosco Scott Kabenzi. Miss YB. Christoph Chigaduro. YB, is this the young boy, the player from Tanzania? You can tell me in the comment section. As Cesar again puts a ball on the break. It's getting worse a bit for Hazard. You don't want Cesar's beast to come out of him when he's trying to make a comeback on you. You don't. Festus to 4, also supporting Cesar. Kauno Gustavus also supporting Cesar. Wilson Biarohanga says it's going to be 5-5. Maybe look at that miss again. Twambo Sishikolo. Twambo, I know Twambo who is friends with Hazard. Nicholas Mango, you are watching live from Busia in Kenya. Well, Prince Charles, Rashad Alvin, you think a decider is loading in this one. No surprise if this one ends up in a decider. They are racing to 8. It is 6 games left. If we are to go to a decider, including this one of the 6, Cesar needs 4 and Hazard 3. Apology for the shaky audio. I have to use a noise muting microphone, a noise filtering microphone, such that the too much background music doesn't affect the very status of first the video, but more importantly the streaming platform. Thank you for watching. Today's games very well watched. Competition, most of the finals and even the semis, which were streamed both on different platforms, Facebook and YouTube respectively. Hazard needs one big shot here. He has enough sight of the red ball to the bottom right corner pocket. Will he be on target? Yes, he will. And look at the white ball. Look at the white. What a clearance. This one is turning up into Hazard in tip-top form. About to go 6-4 against Cesar? Yes, he does. He will need a good break. Cesar will hope that it's a bad break. It is Team the Truth taking on Team the Scorpion. And as Hazard finds 2 reds sunk in on the break, his fans will celebrate. They believe that he is winning. Dice Lounge will start to celebrate. In the meantime, Team the Scorpion will start to worry. Chairman Mark Mozongo will start to celebrate in that VIP lounge at Dice Lounge. He knows that the end is in sight. But now Chairman Ramadan Omanya will start to worry from where he is, that his boy is finding a very stubborn competitor in Hazard. Nobody saw this coming. I didn't see this coming. by the end of last year, Cesar seemed to have gotten how to beat and quite comfortably each and every one of the Ugandan players. But where has Hazard now come from? And not just winning games, but winning them so brilliantly and doing it so consistently. There has been that kind of claim that he is a Dice Lounge player, that he only performs at his home venue, Dice Lounge. He is trying to prove you wrong. And I can tell you that you are wrong. He won a tournament this year at Tickles and Giggles. He won a money match against Cesar at Climax. And just last year he won a tournament at Amigos and another at Diplomat Billiards Cafe. He is not just a Dice Lounge player. And here he is impressing again. He will put that yellow to that top left corner pocket. And as long as he sinks in this black, he will be within one game of the victory. If he sinks in this black, Cesar will need 4 straight, or else again settle for second place. Hazard versus the black. Very important shot this one is. Very important for him to go 5-7 for up. She surely will. White is safe. Yes, he does. Hazard 7, Cesar 4. Thanks for watching. Enigmatic Leshigo says Hazard is the truth. Patisani Dube, you say your guy is gone. You're probably meaning Cesar Biski Musonda. Crossings catching way, you say it's over for Cesar. It seems as though Cesar must get a good break. How good will it be? Yes, it is good, but not good enough. Not with the pot of the white ball. This is the shot that has been played by Cesar, which is most likely winning this frame and the match and the tournament for Hazard. It looks as though Hazard is taking a 4th consecutive win against Cesar. It looks like a second straight final in which Hazard is taking down Cesar. It looks like a 4th match in a row, including 2 money matches at Dice Lounge at Climax respectively. That the truth is being so truthful on the Scorpion. And this one is the fastest of them all. It is one of the more entertaining matches that you will ever see between either these two or any Ugandan players. Hazard up against Black, most likely for the last time in the match and in the tournament. Ladies and gentlemen, as long as Black is sunk in, Hazard takes down Cesar to win the tournament. We shall just look for him briefly.
Mulimu ntabasebo ne banyabo mwebala okutuwagira. Good evening everyone. Thank you for supporting us because it's not easy. Shout out to my manager, Mr. Chairman. Shout out to my brother, Uncle Wilbrod. Shout out to Dice family. I love you so much. Thank you. It's forbidden to lose in this kingdom of Mark Muzung. Thank you.
Also, it's the first time you are beating Cesar. 4th time this year. Money match with Cesar. No head start.
God's plan, guys. I think it's God's plan because Cesar is a solid player. Shout out to Team Scorpion. Next time better. Thank you.
But can you just give us some hope? Can we have a money match between you and Cesar?
Yeah. We can. Yes, we can have a money match as long as my manager says so.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.